Making sure everybody can hear me and see me. Oh my gosh, it just started like really raining. Can everybody see me and hear me okay? I am super delayed, I know, and I'm like late as usual. Trying to get everything up. Hi, everybody. Can you see me and hear me? All right. Yay. All right. Knocks out being the first one in. You are the man of the night. Chelsea, welcome, welcome. Dr. JC, zero. You missed it just by a second. Antoinette, Brian, Brea, welcome, sweetheart. Carolyn, welcome back. Melanie, hello, sweetie. Emily, let's see. Kevin, aloha. Let's see. Mark, Middleton, Patti. Yeah, Fresh is going to be on a little bit later, but I didn't want to not mention him because he is going to be on. And we're going to be talking about a few things for the first, until he comes on. We're just going to be bonchinchando, just gossiping and just talking and everything, saying what's going on. And then he's going to jump on, and then we're going to talk about some other items that I actually have an agenda for. Freebird, how you doing, sweetie? Queen, how are you? Kevin Frey, how you doing, sweetie? James Rivera, how are you? Night Owl, hello. Forrest, it's just wonderful. Becca, Jeannie, Gloria, hello, hello, hello. And yes, you did, Graham. You made it. I'm so happy for you. Oh my God, Zero. That's not gossip we can't talk about yet. Daytime Frank, how you doing? Hello, Ricky. How are you? So glad that you can make it. I know that you're working tonight, right? I know, Freebird. I am so happy that you're here. I know that there's some other live streams that are going on now that actually come on during my time, but I just want to let you guys know that I sincerely appreciate you being here. If you can't be here for the whole thing and you do want to go to somebody else's live stream, please make sure that you come back, because once Fresh does get on, then we are going to be talking about a few important items that I definitely want to go over with you guys. And if you can't watch it now, that's fine. You can always watch the replay. I'm not going to tell you who to watch and who not to watch. So I don't want you to think that you'll be hurting my feelings. I mean, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt like you stabbed me. I know you still love me, but there's a lot of information going on. Linda, how are you, sweetie? So just in case, okay? Hi, Lisa. Aw, thank you, Queen. Yeah, I know. It's every time I see the pop-ups, it like irritates me because I'm like, this is my time. I wait all week long for my time. And this is like, oh, it kills me every single time. But whatever, I got to deal with it. I'll just roll with it. It's all right. Hi, Liam. Hello, Timothy. Welcome. I see that there's a couple new faces in here. Anonymous Vapor, how you doing? And I really, really appreciate you either stopping by for the first time or even coming for the second or third time. I really do appreciate it. I'm very lighthearted. In my reviews, I'm very technical. I do joke around a lot, but it's very serious business to me because I want to make sure that I get you the information. But on my live streams, I can be me. I can be open. I can be free. It's not, getting something out, trying to stay within a certain amount of time and trying to hit all points and everything like that. So I really do enjoy these Monday night live streams. Hi, Natasha. Welcome. Thank you. I really, really do appreciate that, Graham. I really do. Crazy Vapor, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Toro, first time here. I want everybody that's normally in here, and you guys know who you are, fam, to welcome all the newcomers and the people that are just coming back for maybe a second or third time. Just give them a warm welcome and let them know that we are a family in this live stream. It's not like I don't know you. I do start recognizing names. You can ask anybody in chat. And even though I only know your screen name, I still know you even by that name. So I want to welcome you here. This is a really, really family-oriented channel. We're all vapors. We're all family. We're all fighting for our rights to vape. So please just make sure that, you say hello to everybody. Hi, Becca. Edgar, how you doing, sweetie? So you guys might know each other, but you might not know my channel. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Tara. How are you, sweetie? Aw. So I have to tell you, oh my God, Roger sent me the sweet butter biscuit from Tasty Waves. If you haven't seen my review, you got to look up Tasty Waves. If you go in the search bar and just put in Tasty Waves Wendy, you'll see my reviews. This freaking sweet butter biscuit is like my favorite biscuit of all flavors. It's like, oh, and I just dripped it and I'm freaking loving it. Oh, you are home, Ricky? Yay. Look, it's Ricky Martin and not the singer. Really, Pew Pew? So do I. It's crazy, isn't it? You, me, we're all looking for the same thing. So thanks so much for coming and have a good night. So anyways, my moderators need to be on the ball, please. So anyways, living la vida loca, broca, a broca. You got to say it right, broca. So anyways. Drove by a closer. Yeah, it's so sad. It's really, really so sad, Edward. Really is. Hi, Dustin. Welcome, sweetheart. I broke my heart. Yeah, I know. It's very, very sad. It literally feels like it's one of those movies where you're watching and you're like, oh my God, don't go in there. You know what I mean? Things like that. That's how I'm actually feeling. I feel really, really sad. I won't lie to you. I've literally broken down at least 8 times this week crying. I have not been able to sleep. If you notice any of my tweets or my posts and stuff like that, usually it's like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I cannot sleep. It's really, it hurts. It really does, because I want to help everybody, which is the reason why I did invite Fresh on. And I talked to him, and I'm probably going to I want to have him on for at least a few weeks. But we'll talk about that more later. I don't want to like get ahead of myself before he gets on, or just in case he can't come on for any reason. I don't want to get anybody's heads up. But oh no, I'm really knocked out. Don't worry about it. It's all right. Hi, Andre. Welcome, sweetheart. Yeah, it hurts. It really, really does hurt, especially those that have been vaping for so long. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, I can't take a Xanax because then I can't wake up. I wish I could, but I can't. It just because I don't take any types of medication, it really, really hits me hard. But I just can't sleep. I can't sleep. And then I wake up at 4:30 in the morning for work. So can you imagine? I'm literally like going to work without sleeping. And when I get home, I take a little nap and then I'm up all night again. Yeah, exactly, Liam. And that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Good night, Adam. And thank you so much for being here. So sorry you can't stay, but I do appreciate you stopping by. That's why he's coming up, Brian. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Charlie Bravo Delta is not helping me. It's that bad. It's helping me for my neck, but it's not helping me for sleep. I've got too much in my head. I've got too many things that I want to help people with, and I'm fighting the fight like all night long. I am retweeting, I am posting. I'm like the Tweety bird now. All of a sudden, I have never used Twitter like I've been using it since all this has happened. I didn't even know how to tweet, whatever. And let me tell you, I learned it really, really quick. Hi, Crazy Vapor. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And welcome. Welcome to the channel. I do appreciate it. I think you've been here at least once, though. Dustin doesn't live that far from you. Oh, that's great, Robert. Thank you so much and welcome. Bye, Adam. Yeah, I've been, and all night long. It's like literally, Nicole, I'm on all night long. I am just trying to get all the information out. I'm trying to fight this as much as I can. I don't know what else to do. I'm trying. I really am. I really honestly wish at this moment that I was Wonder Woman and I could really fight this, but I'm doing the best that I can do at the moment. Hi, Verena. But you can't give up. You really, really can't give up, Abby. And that is the part that really, no matter if I was breaking down, no matter if I was laying there crying, you definitely want to keep fighting. The Vapor Technology Association, VTA, is fighting. They're actually going, and already they have some what do you call it when you go and you put something in the court, some legal actions going on, and they already have some out there. They're trying their best. I just don't, it really hurts. It really hurts because the people that are doing this know nothing about smoking and know nothing about vaping. They basically work for big tobacco, but they don't know anything about it. What pissed me off the most is the fact that I saw that something is going to be coming out by Philip Morris, and it's a freaking vape. Why would you be banning this shit if you're going to come out with a vape? I personally cannot vape tobacco. If you guys have ever watched my reviews, it literally like makes me like that. I literally gag. There's only been maybe of all the tobacco flavors that I've ever tried, 2 that I have been tolerable, that I could tolerate, but they had to have something in it. They weren't straight tobacco flavors. So just keep fighting. I know that it feels like it's a losing battle, but you know what? You lose the war if you don't fight. That's when you really lose. Otherwise, you're still there. You're still a presence. I don't care if every single state does the ban. We still cannot stop fighting because a lot of these bans are only for 4, maybe 6 months. And I know that that's a long time. Trust me, I've been thinking about this relentlessly. I know that it's a long time, but if we're fighting, and what if something happens in 3 months? You know what I mean? What if we finally get somewhere in 3 months? So I know it feels like we're not getting anywhere right now, but it's only been a couple weeks. We do have to fight. I actually watched Vaping with Vic, and I think that he was very spot on. I'm hoping that like the VTA and stuff like that can actually step up. I do know that he said that basically Kasa's not really doing anything because they're only sending it out to, certain individuals, and they're not sending it out to a mass of people, which I feel like they should be doing. Anybody who's ever purchased anything online, their name should be in a list to be able to, be notified. I feel like Kasa needs to step up just a little bit more. VTA is already going out there and putting stuff in the court systems now, and they're already ready to fight. They've got a lot of backing. We definitely want to continue to back them. But we're going to make it. You know what I mean? You need to call everybody. It can't be just a few people. Everybody needs to call. If you know anybody that understands why you vape, have them call. If you know anybody who is who appreciates the fact that you don't smell like a cigarette, have them call. Have them write things. If you're going to write to your state legislators, make sure that you write it, handwrite it. There are addresses out there for you to send them to. I feel like the handwritten ones will actually work better than just a scripted email. I feel like those will hit them better because anything that comes into their office, they have to open. Whereas in an email, you never know. You know what I mean? I know, Big D. I know. Sheena, welcome, sweetie. And, I just feel like it sucks. It really does. And unfortunately, we can't really blame any one person, place, or thing because the fact that, tobacco's been wanting us down since we came off the ground. Big tobacco has been wanting us down. So I feel like what they did was they finally stepped in. When they saw a small little opening, they went in that crack, and that's what happened. So we definitely need to just keep on fighting. And again, everybody, if they will call or they will write or they will, email, let them do it. Any surveys out there, fill them out. The ones, especially the surveys that make sense. Hi, Pina. How you doing, sweetie? Yeah, I'm big pharma too. Yeah. But we have to, oh my God, this is so good. We have to keep fighting. We really do. So whatever, you can do, please keep it up. Hi, Valerie. I don't know. Did I already say it? I feel like I'm echoing in my head. Sheena, how are you doing, sweetheart? So I don't want us to give up. I know it's hard. Hi, Karen. Hi, Jeannie. I know that it's hard. I know that it feels like we're not doing anything, but do it. Just call. If you have to call 1,000,000 times, keep calling. I don't care if you've called once, call again. If you've got a house phone, call from your house phone, call from your cell phone, call from your friend's cell phone. Just make these calls, and just, we need to do these calls. We really, really need to. I'm doing the best that I can do on my end. I'm up all night, might as well. But you know what I mean? So please just keep up the good fight, please. Oh, I know. I don't understand why they didn't come out and say, you know what? Ban cigarettes. That to me would make so much more sense than banning e-liquids. The thing is that not one of the people that went to these hearings could speak up for vaping, because not one of them. I mean, how do you know what kills me? How do you go into something and constantly say, I don't know, I'm not sure, I'll check into that, I'll let you know, I'll get back to you? Those are the only answers that I heard. And the only one that they actually answered was the one saying, is nicotine bad? Yes. That's the only definitive answer that they gave. Everything else was, well, I don't know, we're not sure, it's still in testing, we'll let you know, we'll get back to you. I don't like that shit. They're not listening. And Miss Johnson, I think that was her name, Miss Johnson, right? She stood up by herself, got attacked and everything, but she went there. She went and she fought the fight, you know? No matter what, she's out there. Her name is known, you know, that she was there to help. We have to band together, every single one of us. It can't be just a few of us. There are over 11 million people that are vaping. 11 million, and not even, I think it was, the last count was not even 100,000 of us have done anything. We need to do this. We need to advocate. Every single one of us needs to tell one person at the minimum. That's 11 million people times 2, 22 million people. You know what I mean? Hi, Jody. Welcome, sweetie. Hi, Patti. Let me see who else was here. Becca was here. Samantha, how you doing, sweetie? Nate, welcome, sweetheart. But you know what I mean? We all have to fight. I'm going to keep telling you that every single time. I don't have to make a separate video for that. I'm going to keep preaching that, and every single thing that I do. You have to remember that we're all in this together. We're all fighting for our lives, basically. So if you can get people to fill out the surveys, get people to email, get people to call, that's you know what we need to do. Hi, Helen. Welcome, sweetheart. Hi, Classic City Vapor. Yeah. Hi, Mary. So please, 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 we have to band together. As much as we band together, I mean, there's people out there. There are videos out there that get 1 million views. How are they getting 1 million views? Because people are watching the videos. Those same people need to fight. Thank you so much, Susan. That's the way to do it. That's what we have to do. Yeah, exactly, Big D. I mean, drugs were already prevalent, already out there before. Kids were already smoking pot before. Kids were already doing drugs before. Kids were already drinking before. You know, they're making it seem like all these kids are innocent, and they're not. They're really not. All they're doing is just ruining it for the rest of us. But to take, you know, a kid's word over so many other vapors, my whole thing, and what I keep repeating, and I would love for you guys to repeat, is over 10 years now, 10 plus years, we've all been vaping and no issues until this THC came around. Once the THC came around, people started getting sick, people started dying. But for 10 plus years, we have had vapors that not one thing has happened to them other than better health. Yeah, or they had them buying it. How do parents not know that their kids had it? You know what? My kids come in the house, I'm going to check their backpacks. Check who they're talking to. Check who they're hanging out. Or better yet, check their Snapchat. Get on Snapchat. Watch your kids. That's the way to do it. Because all the kids are smoking pot and everything else on Snapchat. They're doing their drugs on Snapchat. Trust me. Because it disappears. Hi, Ashley. Hi, lady loves. Yeah, they're all looking into it. There's not one that's not. Just be a parent. It doesn't even have to be a super parent. Know what the hell your kids are doing. You know, I mean, I always knew who my kids hung out with. As a matter of fact, my kids' friends liked me more than them. So, hey. I was always in my kids' business. Always, always, always. Until they were 18, I always had access to every single account that they had. I would check their computers. I would check their phones. I would check everything. There's nothing that they're not getting away with. Oh my God, this flavor. I miss this flavor so bad. So good. You got to be in their business. They're kids. They are kids. For that reason, you're the parent, parent your children. People are messaging me to find out what my build is on my Elite V2. It's exactly right. That's the only way to be. Hi, Gravity. Hi, honey. Hi, Edward. So, you know, it's that. And yeah, my kids, I have access to all their Snapchats. And when I see some shit on there, I'm the first one to message them and be like, what's this bullshit? They're like, oh, sorry, mom. And their friends. I have all their friends on too. Yeah, basically. But kids are going to be kids. Hello, I've repeated this and I'm going to repeat it one more time. A majority of us, the majority, I'm not saying all, but the majority, there's at least 85% of vapers that were smokers that started between the ages of 12 to 16. So if we were doing it, what makes you think that kids aren't doing it? They're doing way worse now. They were getting into mollies. They were getting into oxycodone. They were getting into opiates and all this other stuff. I never got into drugs. Exactly, Nicole. And that's the way that we have to be. But also, out of all the kids that had these issues, not one of them were kids of vapers. Does that tell you anything? Not one of them were kids from vapers, from a vape family. Not one of them. But why is that? Why is that? Because we know how to parent our kids. We know to tell our kids, this is for us. This is the only way for us to stop smoking. You want us to stop smoking? This is the way we're doing it. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. I mean, the majority of us were really, really young. And we have an addiction because of that. Now, vaping is not going to lead the kids into smoking because if vaping was around, they were going to be smoking anyway. For them to lie and say, no, I would have never went smoking, but now I want to because I've been vaping is bullshit because they're vaping for the wrong reasons. You don't get high on a cigarette. It's okay, Fallout. Don't worry about it. You're not late to the party. I'm on for a while. Turn on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi, Fabi. There we go. Well, hot damn. I hate when my airflow whistles. Turned it off again. There we go. Don't worry about it. That's why I'm on for 2 hours. I give everybody an hour to get on. But the jewel wasn't even shit. I didn't even review the jewel. I had no reason to review the jewel. I did not like it from the beginning. Hi, Michael. Yeah, Michael, I can't get to it now because I am on the live stream, so you'll have to wait until that's done. Oh, that's awesome, Jody. But the thing is that they're all getting into drugs. Like, yeah, I know, Robert. That's what he does now. Him, Matt, they're all going live when I go live. But I've been doing this for 2 years now, same time, same day. I'm not changing it. So if you do want to leave to go watch, that's fine. I do want you to come back and at least watch the replay later because I am going to have Fresh on. He's going to be anywhere between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. He should be popping on. And we're going to go over some other information for you guys. Yeah, I know, Vape Guy, but you know what? The parents still got to be parents. Hi, Julia. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Maria. You still got to be a parent. Hi, Morris. I'm trying to catch everybody. If I haven't said hi to you, please say hi again. Yes, very, very simple. I love it. First time here, Serena. Welcome. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations for quitting. Everybody, please say hi to everybody who's new to the channel again. Welcome them into our family. I really do appreciate them being here. Yep, exactly, Jeannie. Hi, Robert. Your vaping grandma. That's awesome. No, kids don't fear anything. But the thing is, we're not holding them responsible now anyway. They're getting caught and they're walking away. If we were allowed to correct our kids the way that we were corrected when we were younger, it definitely would have been better. It definitely would. But you're not putting any repercussions for the kids for doing bad things. So what do you expect them to do? Hi, Mama Anita. Welcome, sweetie. But you know what? We still got to try to correct them. You can't just say that. You can't. Hi, Jody. You just can't correct our kids because you know what? Nobody's looking 24 hours a day. Inside your home, you can do whatever the hell you want. Tie your kids up. Don't take that seriously because I don't want anybody coming back at me. Oh my God, you found it. I think I saw it for like $25, $35. I think I saw it Night Owl. I absolutely love it. I still have mine right here. I've been vaping the shit out of it. I literally vape the shit out of this. Yeah, timeout. What the hell is a timeout? I'm so glad my kids are grown. Let me tell you. I'd be in trouble. Exactly, Freebird. Exactly. Another good point. We were told that we couldn't do something. It made us want to do it more. Hi, Jonathan. Welcome, sweetheart. Exactly, Robert. Oh, yeah. I mean, can you imagine our parents finding out back then? Nah. I know, but you know what? The government wants to hold the parents' hand. Then the government has no place to put the bad kids. Yeah, they do. They really do, Maria. I don't even need a switch. I carry my own. Hi, Michelle. Welcome, sweetheart. Actually, a lot of the websites have actually stepped up their game. They really have. I don't give kids anything. I don't give kids anything. Nope. You got to parent your kids and you got to teach them. Again, I'm going to mention it again. Not one person that vapes that I know of has had a child that has had a problem juuling or doing THC. Not one. Report it, Sheena. Just report it to them. Do a like feedback thing to them or contact them and let them know. Nobody misses me, Knocks Out and Ashley. Yeah, back then, I don't know. If a parent felt like they couldn't get you off cigarettes and they had an addiction, they tended to let you smoke. But for the most part, like they wouldn't. Yeah, it is Fallout. It is. I know, but still. I didn't feel like I was getting any attention in chat. That's awesome, Carolyn. That's the way it should be. But again, the vapors don't have the issues. It's the kids from people that do not vape, you know? Yeah, Queen. I mean, I got into trouble, but shit, it was nothing like these kids now. Like nothing that I did would ever kill me. Oops. That'll do it, Mamanita. That would definitely do it. I miss you, Chelsea. Hi, Mel. It's okay. I totally understand. It's all right. You can just listen to us. That's fine. Or listen to me and listen to us. I read the chats. Exactly, Jody. Thank you, Graham. I love just being here, being able to talk to you all. It gets the information out there the fastest, I feel, than just doing just a video. I feel like I can actually talk to you. I can answer questions. We can actually interact. And that's why I love my Monday night live streams. Hi, Katrina. Yeah, I remember those days, Freebird. Wow. That's what I'm talking about, Chelsea. The thing is that a lot of, to be honest with you, people will see kids in the schools doing bad things. Like when they're picking up their children, they're not reporting it. Hi, Andy. Exactly, Andy. Exactly. I mean, there's going to be a black market, or, you know, we're going to have to resort to other things. But to the problem that I have and the sadness that I have is, number one, for the vape shops that are closing up. Those are killing me. Hi, Addy. That's killing me. That just brought tears to my eyes every single time I saw one close. The next one is the fact that what was I going to say? Oh, that I already see so many vapors going back to smoking. And that breaks my heart as well. And it's just terrible. Jody, I wish they wouldn't sell the jewels. I mean, I really honestly, and everybody knows that I've been saying this, there is no reason for filling 50 milligram nicotine. I don't care if you were a 15 pack a day smoker, you don't need 50 milligrams of nicotine. You really don't. Yeah, but if you see it, just report it to the school. Just report it to the schools. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy, Graham. No, they don't even know. She's like, oh my God, I found out. And she told me she's 18. The one mother that went to that hearing, I forget where it was, that she was like, oh, well, you know, she's 18 and she went and she bought some, but then she got some from kids. So your kid went to buy some because she's of age. And I mean, come on now. Yeah, but the thing is that Juul, when it first came out, was actually owned by somebody from Big Tobacco, and they did cater to kids. They did go to the schools and they catered to the kids. They actually promoted it to the kids. So when the kids started doing it, the kids started doing it. Yes, no nic salts at all, no higher milligram. I'm with you 1000%, vape guy. That's the way it should be. I don't understand. We were doing fine without the nic salts. I don't understand why nic salts was required. We had a max of 24 milligram, if I'm not mistaken. Back, you know, a few years ago, 24 was, I think, the highest. And that was it. You didn't need any more than that. You really didn't. And then you've got the nic salts, which give you that faster nicotine hit. And it's at a max of 50. I mean, give me a break. It's just too much. It was too much. That went way above, way above. What they need to ban is nic salts and high milligrams. Like, you know, just max it out to 20 milligrams and be done with it. Yeah, I actually reached out to him, Addy. He's supposed to be on in a little while. No, I mean the pods, they work good with just a higher milligram nicotine. So say for instance, you vape a 3 milligram nicotine in a pod, you might want a 6. That's about it. Exactly, Abby. Thank you so much. Thank you for confirming that, because I've heard it, I've seen it, but I didn't know exactly which tobacco company it was. But yeah, the makers of the Camel cigarettes was actually the first owners of Juul. They were actually promoting it to children. They literally went to the schools. They went to the schools, and I mean, come on. It's a higher nicotine with a smoother throat hit. What was happening is the higher nicotine that you get in regular e-liquid, you get a throat hit. Like it makes you itch and stuff like that and make you cough. That's what was happening. With the higher milligram nic salt, it doesn't do that necessarily. So it's like, it feels so smooth, you don't realize that you're vaping such a high nicotine. Yeah, that's why I like RDAs. Like my Aromomizer Plus is like my go-to RTA for the over 2 years now, like going on 3 years, because of it does give me the airflow that I need. Exactly, Ashley. That's why they were more popular than any other device. Think about it. We're always talking about that we're sick of pods. We're sick of pods. The only ones that they're mainly using are the Juul pods. Then they came out with the THC pods that fit the Juul. So hello. Oh, you did, Graham? Awesome, awesome. I actually have the Recurve Dual RTA is coming up for review. That should be up in the next couple days. And what else do I have? I've got that. I've got the Fat Rabbit. I've got a couple things. I've got the Tribute from Asmodus. I've got some e-liquids to do. I've got a couple things out. Juul has no, what they were is that's what the kids were getting sick off of, is they were getting black market THC cartridges that fit the Juul pods. Yes, that's good, Jody. Why won't my batteries charge up? Do you know, please? How are your batteries, new or old? I don't even know what kind of batteries you have. They've got so many different versions of batteries. Yeah, it's just a higher nicotine zero. Good, the age should be 21, but still, what's happening is the kids are getting people of age to buy this stuff for them. Hi, dog lady. Good, good, good. I hope that they do get out. Yeah, exactly. They're getting the 50 milligram Juul pods because of the high that they're getting. Hi, Nancy. Yes, you made it, sweetie. Hi, Patti. Hi, Jessica B. Yes, I actually have the Geek Vape Blade mod. It's a really, really great mod. Hi, Heather. Hi, Carmen. Welcome, sweethearts. I don't know. After using this one I'm in love with. This one here, I am in love with. I really am. Yeah, the age restriction going to 21, I definitely am behind. Ah, thank you, Carmen. You're so funny, Mamanita. Exactly. They're buying it for the kids. They're buying it for the kids know somebody old enough to buy it, and that's what they're doing. That has a lanyard. One of my favorites right now that has a lanyard would be, which I was charging this one because I was out of battery on this one. I killed it. This one here, the one I did a review on, this one has like a lanyard that you can use. Another one that I really, really like is, where are you? This one here has a lanyard as well. I like that one. This one is the Zoom pod. I really like this one as well. But yeah, this one I just don't put the lanyard on. But I added charging. The Miko I don't like. I think that the Miko, it doesn't have a good of a flavor, and the pull is too tight. Exactly, Sheena. How were they getting cigarettes the same way? Thank you, Carmen. Okay, no problem, Ashley. Yeah, Valerie, I actually have somebody coming on to talk about that in just a little while. They're getting out of work and then they're going to jump on. So we might go a little bit over the 9 o'clock. If you guys want to stay around, fine. If you want to watch the replay, that's going to be fine too. Yeah, the flavor's not there. And the Mikos, the ones that are small like that, the flavor's not there. Now on something like, which I absolutely love, where's mine? This one here is like one of my favorites. This is the Modi Pod. This one has tremendous flavor, but I do find that the ones that have a little bit of menthol in them have a little bit better flavor. So this one actually has the smoothie in it that does have, which is this one here. It's got this one here, the Gone Wild. I did a review on this, and it says with ice, and it's just amazing in here. Amazing. Yeah, the Vupus are awesome. The Aspire has a lanyard. There's quite a few out there. The PAL 2 is good. The PAL 2 Pro is good. The PAL 2 or the PAL 2 Pro is very, very good also. I have that one. I have the PAL 2 here. Where's my Pro? I think it's in my purse, but I got the PAL 2 here. I think the Pro's in my purse. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's for the Master Settlement Act, the MSA. Yeah, that's what that has to do with. No, pretty much the same flavor, Queen. I like those two, and then I do like the Valerian 2 as well. Those two and the Valerian 2 is really, really good as well. They both take mesh coils, and they're absolutely amazing. Thanks, Samantha. You know how many times I'm like, what am I in the mood for? Yeah, I do get that way. I do. Look who's here. There you are. Hey.
What's up, Wendy? How you doing, girl?
I'm doing great now that you're here.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
Did you see the picture I put up? I had to screen grab one from one of your videos. I'm like, I need a picture. And it came out a little bit blurry. I'm like, they'll know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blurry most of the time anyway, so it's all good.
A couple, and I was like, that one's blurry. That one, I'll just take it.
You know, most people grab the cow picture off my Instagram and they just throw that up.
Yeah,
so there's me with the cow, like. So
yeah, I saw that one. I was gonna put that one. I'm like, that's taking up way too much of the picture. I do need to be in half of it. So yeah, so I'm really, really glad that you're here. I was actually telling everybody, I didn't talk too much about why I actually invited you on, because I thought that we would just get together, and I told them I do have like an agenda. It's not a major like stick to the book agenda.
Yeah.
But basically, what I wanted you to be here and what we discussed is the fact that I want to help all the vapers and the vapettes out there to not get, keep fighting for our rights, of course.
Yeah.
So that, the flavors don't get banned, or we can get them, the ban to stop. But in the meantime, in the interim, being, I don't want anybody to feel like they have no other alternatives.
Yeah, exactly.
And that they have to go back to smoking, because my main goal is to keep everybody vaping. Everybody pretty much already has their set devices at least. So that's a plus. Exactly. So as long as you already have your devices, rebuildables are absolutely amazing. Just in case we can't get coils, you might want to look into maybe an easy RDA type of setup to help you out. What I would definitely recommend is a squonking setup, because it's a little bit easier than dripping. For those of you that aren't comfortable with dripping, but definitely something to that effect, Kitty, but something to that effect so that we can keep on vaping, even if, for instance, like a flavor ban comes here or to your state, wherever you're at.
Already happened.
Huh?
Already happened here.
Yeah. But, to those watching as well. So I know that that's a big fear. So I wanted you to basically just advise like how easy it is, and then try to give, so everybody in chat, I do want you to get like paper and pencil or paper and pen, something to write with. You can always watch the replay back as well if you don't have something with you and you're like driving or something. But I do want, I was asking Fresh if he can give us some pointers on what we would need in order to start doing our own e-liquids, like already doing our DIY, do-it-yourself e-liquids. What will we need to purchase so that we can do that? So that we at least have what we need, and then we can worry about like getting the flavors and what type of flavors and recipes and things like that. So the first part is basically getting everything that you need, that you're going to need, whether it's measuring or bottles or, get that stuff now. And then we can talk about like where to get the stuff that we would need to actually make the e-liquid. Yeah. And if possible, if you're available next Monday, I would love to have you on again. And maybe if you can do a quick DIY, like something, a simple recipe, something like,
they'll probably be time tonight,
where they can see how easy it is with the tools that we're going to be recommending for them.
Yeah.
So,
so where do where does everybody kind of want to start? I can tell you, there's four things in e-liquid. For those that don't know me, my name
by the way, sorry.
Yeah. My name on YouTube is Fresh03. I've been DIYing on YouTube for probably 4 or 5 years at this point. Fairly well known, or in most circles, Kat's coming back. She's knocking everything over again. But I've been at it for a long time. My DIY mentor is actually out there. He's got a wrench on your channel, Addy. He's the guy who started me on DIY.
Awesome.
He's my hero. But yeah, I do a couple of DIY shows a week. There's Fresh from the Kitchen, which is on tomorrow night, and that's your beginner DIY. That's where I grabbed somebody. Initially, it was Brian from the Vapor Chronicles. We initially did the show together, and then he got really good and really busy, so he had to leave the show. So I grabbed Lumi 1992, for those that haven't seen her. I grabbed her, and we've been going for another year now, and she's gotten really, really good. So we do beginner mixes over there, and then on Saturday we do kind of like Q&A, and then we do kind of whatever mix we're feeling that day. Usually I'll have a theme of some sort going. But Saturday is definitely a more advanced DIY show if you happen to stumble on my channel. Tuesdays, if you're looking to just get started. Yeah. Tuesday nights. It's 6:30 p.m. Pacific, so that'd be 9:30 p.m. Eastern for anybody that's interested in coming in, asking questions and anything.
Thank you, Addy. Addy put your link in there so people have it. So make sure that you subscribe to them, and then hit the bell notification so that you're notified of the Tuesdays. Just as a reminder in case you forget and where to go. But I definitely want you guys to stay really, hooked up with Fresh. I want you to hook up with Addy. I want everybody to get to know them and get familiar with them so that if you've got questions or you need help, you know who to go to. I personally have never done DIY, so this is going to be new to me, but I definitely want to learn as well and get everything that I need to get set up because, again, we don't know what's going on. Right now they haven't mentioned Florida in the sense of like there's a meeting coming up or anything, but it could happen any day. Yeah. So I definitely want to be prepared for that, sort of like a D-Day, and get everything, in the bunker, make sure we got enough food and everything.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a really handy skill to have. You don't have to worry about the components of e-liquid going anywhere, because the flavors that we use in e-liquid are food/diabetic flavors. So they're not used, well, very few are specifically used for DIYing. And for e-liquid. So they're always going to be available. They may not be available in one place like they are now, but you're always going to be able to go to the company and buy the flavors that you like and make things close to the e-liquids that you like. So that's always a thing to keep in mind. Even if they take away every single flavor that you have, worst comes to worst, somebody has probably made a run at your favorite e-liquid on one of the recipe websites, and they can get you in the ballpark, and then you just adjust things to how you like them. And that's the really great thing about DIY is you just mix it for yourself. Like, let's say your favorite e-liquid is like a vanilla custard with like strawberries, but you don't get enough custard out of it. So you can always add more custard. That's the great thing about DIY. You customize everything for yourself. You know exactly what's going in your e-liquid every time because you're the one putting it in there. Right. And so it's a really handy skill to have because, like I said, the components of e-liquid aren't going anywhere. We're always going to be
separately. It's not considered an e-liquid because you're buying the different components.
Exactly. And they're used for other things like vegetable glycerin, VG, which is the majority of e-liquid is VG. That's what it looks like in a bottle. It's clear. Tastes kind of sweet. There's not a lot to it. It's a little syrupy. Vegetable glycerin is, if you've ever opened up frozen vegetables and looked down in there and there's a bunch of white stuff, that's vegetable glycerin. If you've ever used soap, you've rubbed vegetable glycerin all over yourself. Vegetable glycerin it's all over the place. It's a byproduct of it's a petroleum byproduct, but it's water soluble. That's the reason it's okay to use. So if anybody's ever telling you about oils and things that you're inhaling, this is what they're talking about. They're talking about vegetable glycerin. And what people fail to grasp about vegetable glycerin is it's water soluble. So it doesn't do anything to your lungs. Everything just absorbs. The next thing is propylene glycol, PG. Cost. Night Owl wants to know how much VG costs. Right here, this is a gallon of VG. This is one of the many gallons of VG here in my place. And it runs anywhere from $13 to $15. You can buy it on Amazon and get it shipped to your house with Prime. So, yeah.
So everything is pretty. That's why a lot of people do DIY because they're saving so much money. Because if you're spending like $19 for this, that costs less than that, and you can make so many.
This cost me $1.50 to make.
Yeah.
So 60 mils, still 60 mils. Just cost me $1.50 to make.
Exactly. So this is going to help you guys out, even if it's not even because of a flavor ban. I wanted to make sure that you guys had an alternative. And not only that, some of you might, people that are at home, they can't work for whatever reason. This is a great hobby in addition to building coils or building RDAs or making your own coils. This is a great hobby to get into. There's like Fresh's channel has like, I think you said 2 or 3 times a week. He's got his live stream. So it gives you something to do as well. So you're still on the hobby side, but you're also doing it for your health. So that is a big, big component of why I wanted to make sure that I brought this to you. I actually was talking about it with Ricky Martin in chat the other night. I was like, I was paranoid. That's how I told you that I went to that website and I got so confused. I was like,
it can be very confusing.
Exactly. So that's why I want to be able to do those kind of things with the people in chat on our Monday night live streams. If you don't mind sticking with me until we can get people at least comfortable with it, and then they can, you know, go over to yours. Having more people, whether it be your people and my people coming together, that's more people that we're helping. And that's what I'm, like I told you yesterday, that's what I'm all about. I want to help as many people, even if it's 10 on my live stream, I don't care. I just want to help everybody. If one person gets help, that's great. So basically, do you have any way of showing the items that you use to do the DIY, to actually mix it?
So here's what I use. I have
you can buy them at.
This is just a little stand. This is just a little stand that a friend of mine, he runs a standup3d.com. He makes DIY stands. You don't have to have it. It's just nice if you get it. If you get into it, you're going to want a bottle stand of some sort. Then you get your bottles.
I'm already dropping stuff just because he said a stand.
So, if anybody ever wondered what unicorn bottles come in, they come in plastic bags like this. That's probably about 70 of them.
See, look at that. Wow.
So
when I looked up, because I did do a little bit of research, well, not research deep down, but, you know, just to get familiar with like a couple of the things, like how they did it back. This is like, I want to say 4 years ago. They always recommended glass bottles, that they were better than plastic. What is the difference between glass and plastic, and is it still true today?
That is what everyone kind of believed at that point. Fortunately, chemistry majors kind of started infiltrating their way into the DIY side of things and kind of straightened everybody out. There's there's glass bottles, then there's unicorn bottles, which usually come in LDPE type plastic. LDPE is good for like high acidic mixes, things like that. It doesn't leach. It won't allow the acid to eat into things. I'm sure you remember tank crack and e-liquids.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you would throw something like a tank crack or e-liquid. We haven't had to worry about tank crack or e-liquids in forever. So that's us old folks talking. But yeah, that would be the kind of bottle you'd want to throw it in, like a glass bottle or an LDPE bottle. And then there is PET bottles, which look like these. PET type plastic. And this is kind of the industry standard now. It's a softer type plastic. It doesn't leach anything. It's a different formulation than your normal PET, just because it's a little bit softer and it doesn't allow any leaching. But this is like if I'm working on batches of things for somebody. Usually I'll throw it in these, just because they're quite frankly cheaper than unicorn bottles, and they're nice. They're nice.
Do you ever make a big amount at one time? Like, say for instance, you know that you like a particular flavor, and you just make a whole bunch. Like, would you save the nicotine to just add when you're ready to use it? Like, you know, taking it from the bigger to the smaller, or would you keep it that way? Because I know that nicotine helps it steeps it more, and I hate when my e-liquid gets too thick, I won't vape it. So I was thinking about that as I told everybody, I haven't been sleeping much. So all these thoughts are running through my head. But I was thinking about that. Like, you can actually store a whole bunch of mixed without the nicotine. Yeah. And then when you're ready to actually use them, that would keep it from actually steeping too much, wouldn't it?
That would keep the nicotine from oxidizing. That's the problem with nicotine. Is generally, it depends on what form it's in. A lot of people are asking questions about nicotine out there. I'll talk about it here in a sec. Nicotine has a bad habit of oxidizing. And when it oxidizes, it changes colors. And so your nicotine should be clear. And then generally the progression that it goes to is it'll turn kind of a pinkish color, and it's still fine to use when it's pink. And then it'll turn kind of golden color, and it's still fine to use when it's a golden color.
Like, see, this one here, I didn't use it right away, and I've been using it, so I open and close, and it got dark. So this I would not pick because it's just too dark for me. It looks darker on camera than it is, but
Yeah, I mean, you could probably still vape it. It just,
Yeah, I probably could, but I won't.
yeah, you probably could still vape it. It just, there's an off chance that the nicotine is going to taste like pepper.
Yeah.
And that's how you know your nicotine is turned on you. It turns kind of peppery, and you want really consistent temperature with your nicotine. So if you store your nicotine in the freezer to try and keep it longer, keep it in the freezer and just take out little batches at a time. If you stored at room temperature, which is what I do, I just store it in room temperature in bottles like this, in amber bottles, so that it filters out sunlight. I don't have to worry about it. Keep it at room temperature. But I mean, this is all the Nick I ever buy at one time. This is, it's 250.
Yeah, because you can just add that later. Because for me personally, as much as I vape, like a 60 mil is not gonna lie. A 60 mil like will go. I can get through that in like 2 days.
Yeah, and
that's why I would need to make like a large amount of a flavor that I like.
Yeah, and so nicotine is the most expensive part of e-liquid by a long shot. Like this little bugger right here will run you probably $20 at least, 20, 25. This is Carolina extract nicotine. That's the stuff I like to use. That's even more expensive. But you can buy a gallon of premix base at 3 milligram and get it for less than $25 over on Nicotine River. And Liquid Barn sells some really good nicotine. That'd be another website I'd recommend, is Liquid Barn. They're really, really beginner friendly over at Liquid Barn. They've got bottles like this where you can tell exactly how much you're putting in, and they actually sell bottles like this that are pre-filled with nicotine. And so you would have 3 milligram nicotine e-liquid sitting in here, and you just add whatever flavor you wanted to it. And they're really reasonable. Like a thing like that would cost you like less than $1.50 over at Liquid Barn. They're really good cats over there.
Yeah, I'd like to start with like DIY for dummy, like the easiest, and then gradually go up.
Yeah.
You know, especially for those that just got banned and they're like freaking out, you know, and I don't mean that in a negative tone, but you know, the fastest way for them to get their e-liquids made. Yeah. And then, you know, gradually go up to like the more advanced, like people want to make like bigger amounts like myself, or, you know, those of us that want to make bigger amounts. But that's definitely what I need. What else do you use for tools other than the nicotine, the VG, the PG?
Scale. This is the LB.
I am.
This is the LB. This is the LB 501. And what you want is a scale that goes down to hundredths of a gram. So you want it to go down to 0.01. You want it to go down that far. Because you use really, really minuscule amounts of flavors in e-liquid when you're putting everything together. So you want a scale that's very accurate. This guy right here will run you anywhere from 20 to 25. It depends on what sort of a deal Amazon has going on them. But it's called the AWS. It's the American Weight System. If you type AWS, it'll probably pop up LB 501, because this is by far the most popular scale in DIY by a long shot. And they actually sell a beginner kit over on Liquid Barn that has this particular scale in it. It's really nice because it can be battery operated, or you can plug it in. I just leave mine plugged in all the time.
I would too.
This is besides PG, VG flavors and bottles, this right here is your main tool in DIY. This is what you use more than anything else, is your scale. I still preach that you can use syringes, because syringes are a really, really super cheap way to get into DIY. Order some syringes with some blunt tip needles and you'll spend less than $6-7 to get like 10 of them. So if you're interested in DIY and you don't know if you're going to like it, I still say syringes are a really cheap way to give it a shot. Syringes can be a pain in the butt though, because you have to wash them after using them. So you have to keep that in mind. And then trying to draw out VG with a syringe is incredibly difficult. Like you'll get some good forearm muscles going. Yeah. It's easier just to go spend like $10 on a decent scale. Like there's one called the AWS blade that I think it's $8 or $9, and it's a really good scale. It's battery operated. You can't plug it in, but it's accurate and it comes with everything you need right out of the box. And so it's a really, really nice scale. But if you're getting into DIY and you know for a fact that you're going to be doing this, just go ahead and invest in the LB501. This thing will not disappoint you. It's the workhorse of your DIY.
Okay.
And then after that, you'll need an e-liquid calculator. There's two main e-liquid calculators on the web that people like to use. One, the abbreviation for it is ELR. It's e-liquid-recipes.com, and there's hundreds of thousands of recipes on that site. I'm not joking about that. There are hundreds of thousands of recipes for e-liquid on that site. It's an absolutely incredible resource. You can go and you can look and see what everybody else is using a flavor, like what percent. And we'll talk about percentages here in a little bit, but you find out what percentage people are using specific flavors at. It does all the math for you so that you don't have to think too awfully hard. And the best part about ELR is that it's free. Yeah. It's 100% free. You can use, as long as you sign up for the site, everything on that site is free. You can use every single resource on it. You can go to the forums, where you'll find tons of people usually arguing about flavors, but if you ask them a question, they will answer. And you'll find recipes for, like I said, basically any e-liquid that has been made. At some point, somebody has probably taken a run at it or put something together that is really, really similar. And it looks complicated when you first start going at it. It's a really easy site to use. And then the other one is alltheflavors.com. And that one is a pay site. That is Wayne from DIY or Die. That's his preferred site. I know it's associated with him. I know it's not specifically his site, but it is associated with him. So it's a very, very, very nice site. That's more of a curated experience, though. That's the reason you would go and use that. Like if you were really proud of a recipe, or you were super into graphics or things like that, that would be your site, because you can add graphics to your recipes, and it's a lot cleaner look and interface than ELR is. But it can also throw people off, especially folks like me who used ELR for years.
Right.
But yeah, those are the two main e-liquid calculators that you're going to find online that people are actually using. Every once in a while, someone tries to start a new one, and it just doesn't live up to either of those. So it usually gets pushed to the wayside.
Okay, cool. I'm already taking notes.
So, yeah, so your nicotine, I recommend nicotine in two forms, especially for people beginning. I would recommend 100% PG nicotine. And what that means is they've taken a certain amount of nicotine and put it into a bottle of PG for you at that percent. It's really easy to work with. It's like water in there. I'm not sure you can see it because it's a dark bottle, but it's like water. If you get VG in nicotine, which is what I did for years, because I was maxing the VG out as hard as I could on recipes, just because of, clouds broke clouds.
Yeah. That's what I like, clouds.
You like clouds? You can still get pretty good clouds. But the thing about it is I had to, like, basically every time I needed to draw out nicotine, it was like arm wrestling a bodybuilder every time. And so I switched over to PG, to 100% PG, and my life's been way easier since, because you're using such a small amount of nicotine in your bottles, especially when you get up to, like, I use 100 milligram nicotine. I would not recommend that for a beginner. If you're a beginner, I would recommend maximum 48 milligrams of nicotine. Absolute max. If you can buy the premix base, I would definitely recommend doing that. Yeah. And I know a lot of the sites will give you different ratios. If you're going to buy like 3 milligram or 6 milligram nicotine, just buy it in all VG, and I'll explain why here in a sec. But if you're buying higher milligram nicotine, buy it in either PG or 50/50, one of those two. Your life will be so much easier, so much easier. And you won't get frustrated with when it gets to nicotine. It's so much easier. If you're buying like 3, 6, 12, anything like that, any of those lower nicotines, stay away from the 100% PG, because it basically becomes impossible to mix anything even remotely close to a vapable e-liquid at those lower percentages. Because it would be all PG. And so you would just get throat hit after throat hit after throat hit, and it would run out of every tank that you had. It would run out of every pod system that you had. You wouldn't even be able to get it up to a 50/50 ratio if you're buying 100% PG at like 3, 6, 9, or 12. It'd be impossible. So lower nicotine levels, VG. Higher nicotine levels, PG. Make it easy for everybody.
Higher nicotine, PG. Hold on, I'm writing this. I'm not lying. I'm really lower.
Yeah, the lower your nicotine, the more VG you want.
Okay, got it. And gloves, right? Definitely.
You can, if you're using a scale, gloves are fairly optional.
Okay.
Because even 100 milligram nicotine, be careful, everybody. Don't, just because I'm about to say the thing I'm about to say, don't be stupid. Okay.
Yeah, that's why a lot of questions are coming in here and they're kind of skipping where we're going. Just real quick to the chat, I just want to let you know, we're doing this like a DIY for dummies. This is from Get. Even if you're knowledgeable in chat and you're spewing out all these of what you can do and what you can't do, I want to try to keep it to the basic. I don't want people in chat to get confused on, I'm trying to have Fresh bring it from the beginning, like what they basically need just to get it down to even get started. And then we can always worry about like recipes and things like that at a later time, steeping, later time. All that information is going to be later. You can't learn to drive without getting in a car. You know what I mean? So we're trying not to put the cart before the horse, or however you say it. We're trying to do it in a way that I want to make it safe for everybody. So please make sure that you're just taking notes. If you're already familiar with how to do your own DIY, please just keep that until we get further into it, which will probably be in a week or two, that we'll be a little bit further along. But right now, I really want to help people get the basic knowledge. What exactly are they going to need? What is best for them to buy? Because I don't want anybody wasting money. I definitely don't have money to waste. That's where we're at today. Is trying to get the basics down so that people can have it in their hands. And when we tell them, okay, let's go ahead and check out this recipe. So if you were doing this recipe, this is what you would need. And they're going to actually have the visual in front of them. So they're going to be like, okay, so I would measure this, or I would do this, or I would add this. This is how I would order it. So we're going to get to all of that down the road. Right now, we're just basically trying to make sure that we can at least get started. And started isn't jumping to the recipes when you have nothing to make.
Exactly.
To mix it with. So that's why I'm dumbing it down, if you want to say, and I don't mean that in a negative tone, because trust me, this is brand new to me as well. So I'm in the same boat as the majority of you. So I wanted to let you know. Okay. So, all right, now we can keep going, because I've seen so many questions. I don't want people to get confused, because I know it's so easy to get confused on stuff like this. Yeah.
So once again, nobody be stupid. Keep your stuff out of the reach of your pets, out of the reach of your children.
Yep.
Your nicotine, keep it safe. Even 100 milligram nicotine, if you just get it on your skin, as long as you go and wash it off right away, you're going to be fine. Now, that's a completely different story if you're talking about like nicotine salts, or anything like that. Nicotine salts, even at 30 milligram, I handle with pretty thick gloves. Nicotine salts absorb faster into the bloodstream. That's what you have to watch out for. So that's why people are always hitting a Juul or pod devices, things like that. It's because the nicotine salts, it's like the difference between crack and cocaine. Like cocaine will get you high and keep you there for a little bit. Crack gets you really high, but it also wears off really fast. Yeah. That's the difference between crack. That's the difference between nicotine and nic salts. It's like the difference between crack and cocaine. Like they're in the same family, but they're different beasts entirely. So I've been using that example for years, and people, that seems to get the point across what the difference between the two is.
Yeah, on my channel, I really don't want to even get them involved with nicotine.
Yeah, I don't do nic salts at all.
Only because I feel like that got us where we are today in a little bit. You know, I mean, once that started, then all that other stuff started, and I feel like that's actually brought down the industry. In my honest opinion, that's just, you know, my channel, my opinion. So I really don't want anybody to get involved with that, because I definitely don't want them to get nicked out. I don't want them to mistake it for regular nicotine. We're not going to do any nic salts. So if you want nic salts, that'll be somebody else. But here we're definitely not going to do it. And as far as Fresh has said, he's not doing it. But just to sum up what you've said so far, for the tools that we would need, we would definitely need either some unicorn bottles in, you gave
or your empty bottles, your empties.
Yeah, the empty unicorn bottles.
No, any empty bottle, any empty glass bottle, 60 ml bottle, stuff like, you know, stuff like your 120s, things like that.
So if we already have our own bottles and we wash them out.
Yeah, wash them out with soap and water. Let them dry.
Okay,
Use them.
But we definitely want unicorn bottles or any type of bottles that you already have.
Type of liquid bottle.
Just save them, clean them, and you're good.
Yep.
Going to Liquid Barn. Liquid Barn is very beginner friendly for anything that you need, whether it be VG, PG, nicotine, and things like that. And you can also go to, God, I forgot the name of it.
Nicotine River.
Nicotine River. I'm like, river, it's down the river. Nicotine River. And then we're going to need a scale. So we definitely want to look into a scale. There's two different types. He showed one, which is the one that he has, which is an AWS scale. If you go to Amazon and you type in AWS, that'll pop up, and possibly the other one that's a little bit cheaper if you want to go cheaper, but they both work the same. That runs about $20-$25, you said?
This one, this one runs $20-$25.
Okay, and you want something that'll go down to at least a 0.01.
Yep, 0.01 grams. Because we use grams to weigh. We use grams to weigh. Yep. So this is exactly so cool. This is an AWS LB, like Lima Bravo 501.
Okay, perfect.
This is the other one that I recommend for folks that are just getting started and are just looking to spend a couple bucks and be out the door with a decent scale, is the AWS Blade, BLADE, Blade. And it actually, you push the side of it and it pops right out, and it's kind of neat.
Okay, cool. All right, so we have that. And then you mentioned syringes, but I've also seen those like dropper things. Like if you were going to get, do those work better than the syringes? I know that you said that I don't want to get them into something that's going to give them difficulty. So I would love something that, droppers like that, which they come already.
Just a scale syringe. Forget I even mentioned syringes. Forget I even mentioned it.
Okay, I'm wiping that off then. Scratch.
Yeah, it's kind of Addy Tooney likes pipettes, and he gets made fun of by DIYers. They tell him that he's in the Stone Age, that he's a caveman.
What's a pipette?
And it's the same thing with syringes. Syringes are bygone days, but I still keep a few around.
Okay. Another thing that you're going to need is a calculator, which those are online. There's two different ones that are online. ELR, which is the e-liquid recipes, is online. These are for the e-liquid calculator for recipes. And the other one is free. That one's free. And then all the flavors.com you do pay for. So there's a free one, and then there's one that you pay for, and that is from DIY or Die that is involved with that one. And then, of course, we have the nicotine, which you can either buy the 100% PG, which is what he's saying that he gets, or if you want to just do the nicotine level that you get, whether it be 3 milligram, 6 milligram, 9 milligram, then you would want to make sure that it's VG.
Yes.
And the higher the nicotine that you're getting, like the percentage of the nicotine that you're getting, you're going to get PG. If the lower, like the 3, 6, 9 milligrams, you're going to use VG. So, so far, that's what I have.
Okay.
Am I summing it up all right?
You are right. So there's going to be, if you're not buying from somebody like Carolina Extract, where that's all they do is nicotine, there's going to be two brands that you're probably going to run across on your nicotine. There's Nic Select, and then there's Chemnovatic. There's two nicotine brands you see pretty much on all the sites.
What's the second one?
The second one is Chemnovatic.
Chem?
CHEMNOVATIC.
Perfect. Thank you.
Chemnovatic. Chemnovatic is the most commonly used nicotine in the world. So if you want something if you want the nicotine that's in your e-liquid, buy Chemnovatic. Chemnovatic, it's if I'm buying something that isn't Carolina extract, I will probably get Chemnovatic. It doesn't have any flavor. It doesn't intrude on your e-liquid. It holds up really well. So you should get a pretty long life out of it. I remember the first bottle of nicotine I bought, I used it for well over a year, just by taking care of it.
It lasts a long time. Yeah.
It does. It lasts a very long time. And I probably had that much of it left down in the bottom of my liter bottle. And it finally got peppery on me and I had to get rid of it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I like a liter bottle of Nic will run you like $50, but it will last you a long, long time because you're using so little of it.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of my suggestion. Nic Select is more known for their Nic salts. So I suppose if you had to have Nic salts, I would recommend the Nic Select Nic salts. But if you're just looking for freebase nicotine, that's what we call normal nicotine, is freebase nicotine. Buy Chemnovatic.
Okay. Chemnovatic has definitely got 3 stars. Okay.
Yeah, Chemnovatic would be where I recommend everybody that goes over to like Liquid Barn or Nicotine River to buy some nicotine. Well, you're going to see those 2 brands on both of those sites. I recommend the Chemnovatic.
Okay, perfect.
Trying to think what else. And then, okay, yeah, the reason you're buying higher PG for things, for that, or your nicotine in VG, and then why you're using VG down low is because all the flavors that we use, they all come in little bottles like this. That's kind of what flavors look like when you buy them off of the shelves. They look like that. These are all diluted with PG. So when you're doing your total flavor percentage, and everybody's going to be familiar with like 80-20, 50-50, 70-30, you know your PG VG blend. That's what it's talking about, is how much PG is in something. So if you're buying something that has really high VG, like you're using 3 milligram nicotine and you use all VG, you can put your flavors in and then add more PG to it. You cannot take PG out of the equation once it's in. And that's why if you're using something like this, which is 100 milligram nicotine, you would use it in PG because you're just adding a little bit of it to that large amount of VG. And VG's, like I said, that is the majority of e-liquid, is that vegetable glycerin. But yeah, that's what your flavors look like when you buy it.
Now, say that I know that there are some people that come to my channel and they want 0 nicotine. So the only thing that we wouldn't be getting is just the nicotine itself.
Yeah, correct? don't buy nicotine. Just use PG and VG.
See how easy? All right. Sure. Okay, so we've got all those. We've got the bottles. We've got all right. So for the VG and PG, are there any particular brands, or you can go to Amazon and you can just pick them up?
You can, as long as it's palm-derived vegetable glycerin, like palm tree, palm-derived vegetable glycerin. You can get soy-derived vegetable glycerin too, but it has kind of an odd flavor to it. Whereas palm-derived vegetable glycerin is just very sweet, and that's kind of all there is to it. It tastes kind of like sugar. I had someone tell me that it tastes like Marlboro Lights when you added nicotine to it and just vaped it.
Wow.
Like, I don't get that at all, but I get it. It's also an extremely cheap way to do it. If you're looking to, you can buy, like I said, you can buy like a gallon of like 3 milligram VG and just vape that. But yeah, I get mine. I generally will buy, if there's a sale over at either Essential Depot or, what's the other site? Bulk Apothecary. Those are the 2 sites I will wait. If I see a VG sale from one of those 2, I will buy it there. If there's no sale and I'm running low, I just go to Amazon. And both of those companies are actually on Amazon.
Okay.
And you can get a bottle, and like I said, between $13 and $17, depending on what's going on Amazon that day.
And for the PG, is there any specific brand, or is it just
PG is PG. It doesn't. I've never run across a company where any PG had any sort of a flavor.
okay?
And I've gotten PG from lots of different places just to see, and it's all been flavorless. So
Okay, perfect. All right, so that's what we need. And then the flavors, you said come in the little bottles, and of course the flavors you're going to be purchasing.
oh, they come in big bottles. They come in big bottles too.
Yeah. Once we get to the whole looking at the recipe sites and Fresh actually making recipes, I think we'll get more into like what you would need for flavoring, because it's not like you're going to get only strawberry or you're only going to get this. A lot of these different flavors, because I did take a look at the website for the recipes, and a lot of these flavors, you know, like to make something like what was I looking at? I was looking at something, and it had like a little bit of graham and a little bit of cheesecake and a little bit of fruit, and you know, so you're going to get all those. So once we get into the actual mixing part, right now, what I want you guys to do is, if you have, of course, you know, the availability to do so, to try to get prepped to get the stuff that you're going to need, the base stuff that you're going to need. That way, when we are down the road actually doing recipes or showing you how to make recipes and you go to order your flavors, you can literally do it from that. So I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, sort of like baby steps for myself. And I know that there are people out there that need that as well, because I'm the great thing about this is the fact that I'm actually learning with you guys. So it's not like any question is going to feel like a dumb question to you, because they're probably the same questions I'm going to ask.
There's no such thing as a dumb question.
Exactly. So
not when it comes to something you're going to be inhaling. Exactly. There's no such thing as a dumb question.
But I want to make this as safe and as easy to comprehend as we can. Again, I know that there's a lot of people in chat that already know a lot of these things, but we're doing this for the people that do not know anything about it. That is mainly my focus starting today and going forward, is we don't know anything about it. So how would we start? What would we need? So I want to get everybody a list of tools that we would need once we're going to be able to do that. I
can talk about the absolute easiest way to get into DIY is go over to Liquid Barn, get their scale, get the LB501 off there, get your nicotine, just buy like a bottle of like 3 milligram base, and then go onto their site and look for their one shots. And what one shots are is every single flavor that's in a recipe is already put together in a bottle. I'll grab a one shot bottle real quick. I've got hundreds of one shots
while they're getting everything together.
I'll grab a Liquid Barn one.
And I do want to thank you for doing this with me, Fresh. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love talking this stuff. I'm not finding a Liquid Barn one, but they all look like this. Not that one. That one's not available anymore. This is what a one shot looks like, and it looks exactly the same as your flavors. It comes in the exact same bottles.
Okay.
Exact same bottles, but what this is basically it would be like all 4 of these flavors already mixed to the right percentage in a bottle, and then you read the side of the bottle and it tells you need to add 15.5% of this into your mix. And what the percentage is talking about is the percent of your 30 mil batch, your 10 mil batch, whatever you're doing. You can do liter batches, you can do gallon batches, you can do however much you want. But what it's telling you is you need to add 15.5% of this bottle, of this particular flavor combination to that VG and PG mix that you've got to get e-liquid that tastes good. And then you can add sweetener, you can add other flavors to the one shots too if you think it's missing something. But the nice thing about one shots is it's a known recipe. It's a proven recipe. It's something that the manufacturer thought highly enough of to put on the website as a one shot. So this is a recipe that's already been done. People say it's good. You can mix it up as long as you like that flavor profile, and it's probably going to be pretty darn good.
Okay.
So that's the nice thing about one shots is you don't have to worry about mixing 9, 10, 15, 30 flavors, however much you wind up having to put in. It's all in one bottle. And Liquid Barn has an absolute, I don't know if I can swear on your channel, an absolute crap ton of one shots over there. They have a ton of really good one shots over there. They from the best mixers in the industry. Some of the best mixers I know.
Like that is one of the flavors that you're going to mix because you're saying it's easy. So we'll just do real quick. Okay. So you have your scale, you've got your nicotine, you've got your one shot, and say that you want to make a 60 ml bottle.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you measure the 15.5%?
So it would be 15.5% of 60 mils. So you would, so the easy way would be to just plug it into an e-liquid calculator and have it tell you what to do. If you're a glutton for punishment, you can pull up your calculator on your cell phone, and you go to, where's calculator? So you would do 60 times 0.155 equals. So you would add 9.3 milliliters of your 60 milliliter bottle would be 15.5. Okay.
And what do you use to measure that?
So that would be 9.3 milliliters. Milliliters generally measure across 1:1 to grams. So you would add 9.3 grams.
Okay. But so you just get like a little cup or something and put it on the scale and just measure?
I just put my bottle on. You know what?
No, start it from the bottle. Okay.
Yeah. So I get my stand. You know what? I'll do this.
All right. Give us an example. Come on, be fresh about it.
Let me grab a bottle.
Thank you.
I don't want to vape that particular e-liquid.
That was a little dark.
Yeah, no, this is Carl Custard. It's an RY4. I'm a little bit tobaccoed out right now. What's a good one shot? Not the sweet corn pudding. I know I am
not. Kev is online. He's like, Wendy's being difficult to AF. I'm not being difficult.
Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like to mix, everybody. So my calculator or my scale is coming on. I'm not sure.
Zeroed out.
It's zeroed out. Now it's not because it's sitting on its cord. That's why. Okay, so this one is 15%. This is by Shindo, one of the best mixers I know, real good guy. Strawberry cookies. So this is just a really good strawberry cookie. Okay. So what you do is we'll clear our calculator out. So we know we need, it says right on the bottom of the bottle right there, it says you need to mix this at 15%. Mix at 15%. Okay. So you do, this is going to be a 30 mil bottle. So you go 30 times 0.15 equals 4.5 grams. So there's my 4.5. So I know I need to add 4.5 grams into this.
All right. This is cool.
So we just start going. And we're at 4.42. Add a couple more drops, 4.49. One more. I always tell people if you're gonna do anything, if you have a choice between going over and going under, go over.
Okay.
So we tear that off. I'll add a little bit of nicotine to this.
And how do you know how much nicotine?
So what I'm going to do here is, since everybody out there probably wants to see 3 milligram.
Yes.
So if you're using 100 milligrams, it would be 1 to 3%. So so 1% of a 30 mil is 0.3. You just move the decimal point.
Okay.
So if I want 3 milligram, I multiply that by 3. So it would be 0.9.
Okay.
And make sure you shake your nicotine up, everybody. Every time, every single time you use it. Otherwise, it'll develop hot spots, which means a whole lot of nicotine all in one place. You don't want that. So we go to 0.9. 0.5. So 2 more drops should put me right about there. 0.91, close enough. We tear that off. All right, so I know I'm at 15%, I'm at 18%. So I need 20, so I need, okay, got it. And then you just add your VG. My VG is going to put me right about 1, 2, there we go. Right about 32 to make up any differences. Tear that off. Grab a cap and a lid. And I'll put this back up. You guys will be able to watch this the entire time. Like a magic trick. Like a magic trick. You're going to be able to see this the entire time. Watch me. My favorite part is eye contact. Get to make eye contact with the audience.
I make you real big, so you're big on the eye contact.
How's everybody doing tonight? Doing okay. Anybody got a warm bottle of VG? Want to hang out? What's happening? Get a little. You get really good arm muscles out of this too. You get. So there you go, everybody. A little bit more shaking. There we go. I see a couple of my people out there talking about eye contact. So once again, this has been in the screen the entire time. So I'll do a quick knuckle test. Make sure it's not crap. Nope, tastes good. Here's my atomizer. I will vape it. And like I said, it's a really super basic strawberry cookie recipe, but man, is it good. If you're,
oh, that sounds awesome. Thank you.
Ain't nothing wrong with being basic in DIY. It's a really, really tasty recipe.
So once again, to go over the calculations you did for the VG, because you put VG and PG in it. So
yep.
For the calculations, you're saying to use, because you were making that, you said that's a 30 mil or a 60 mil?
Yeah, that's a 30 mil.
Okay. So say for instance, let's just do an average of 60 mil.
Okay.
If you were doing 60 mils, the percentage for the VG would be?
So this is, since I maxed the VG out on it, this is going to be a, let's see, so this will be an 82-18. This is an 82 VG, 18 PG.
Okay.
And once again, the PG, all the PG that I used came from my flavor and my nicotine, and I still wound up at about an 80-20.
Okay.
So keep that in mind, everybody. You don't, if you're gonna buy VG and PG, do not buy a lot of PG. You will never use it all up. I still have from 4 years ago.
Wow.
A liter of PG, and I'll never use it all up. Jax, you want to use all my PG?
Sure.
That's my roommate. She said sure.
So basically, when you're doing the Nick shots, you really don't need PG because it's already included. You would only.
Yeah. Most of the time when you're using like your one shots or I mean, I really don't use a whole lot of PG. I just don't. Some people swear by 70-30. And to do that, I mean, you would just add in whatever percentage you needed of PG into the bottle. So in this case, you would have to add like another, what, 12%? Another 12% of the bottle would be PG, just to make it a 70-30. And 70-30 carries flavor really, really well, but I don't know that unless it's a super duper low percentage recipe where you're only using like 5%. I don't think the difference is all that great as far as flavor.
Okay. Well, that was a nice little example right there. I liked that very much. So
you can do that. You can do that in the morning. Walk out and you got 30 mils for your day. And that took less than 5 minutes to mix.
Yeah. That's what I want is some simple, just let's get started and then, you know, we can get into it. That was my biggest fear is I don't want, because there's so many people out there that are in the States that literally got the ban from one day to the next. And they're like, what do I do now? And those are the people that I really want to get to right away because I don't want them, you know, smoking. That's my whole thing. I don't want them giving up and going, well, I can't buy it. Forget it. I'm out.
And I think people will be surprised. People that have wandered around the rest of the vaping community, as far as like YouTube and forums and things like that go, I think they'll be very pleasantly surprised about what the DIY community is like. Sometimes people will argue with each other, but generally it's over a personal matter. If it's a recipe or how people are going about things, or you're just a new person wandering in and asking a bunch of questions, everybody has always been super duper welcoming. And I think it's the friendliest side of the vaping community, just because it's all about experimentation, and even somebody who's new can figure something out that people have been trying to figure out for years.
Right.
And if they put that out, people are going to be like, holy shit, dude, that's the best thing ever. And there's something really, really rewarding about when you've been working on you've been looking for that perfect recipe for like strawberries and cream. Everybody loves strawberries and cream. When you nail that perfect strawberries and cream for you, and you know you're going to vape that for the rest of forever, there's something super rewarding about it.
Yeah. It's just amazing. I you know, unfortunately, we're being forced into this side, but I haven't really been involved in this side because I've got so much going on. It's so hard for me to find the time and everything. But, you know, being that we all need to get there for one reason or another, and me being able to help other people, I'm definitely going to be, you know, putting my feet in it a lot deeper now. Because again, if somebody comes and asks me a question, I want to be able to give them an actual answer. I don't want to, you know, be like, oh, well, you know, wait a couple hours. Let me try to get an, you know, I'm one of those that I get so many questions throughout the day of all different types that I don't want, you know, to have to turn anybody away. That to me is just, it kills me when I have to do that. So just being able to help somebody out, knowing the tools that we've gotten, the tools that we're going to need. And, you know, he did the example of using the one shot, which I really like. I want to get more into that because, again, with the calculations and everything, now I did work a really long day and I'm on lack of sleep. So I didn't catch all of that. So I would like to do that again next Monday, in addition to, you know, going forward with other things. But I definitely wanted to give them a sense of it's not a lost cause, you know?
No.
I want to take the fear out of everybody. Right now, everybody is feeling pretty defeated. And I know why, you know, because I actually, right at the beginning, I was like, great, you know, I mean, what are we going to do now? And, you know, I know that I can go over to the DIY, but it's like that moment in time when you're just like, man, they screwed up everything.
Yeah.
And then I sat there and I'm like, no, they didn't.
No, they didn't. You just come over and do this. And this bottle right here probably costs about 75 cents to make for 30 mils of e-liquid.
Yeah.
I haven't bought, the only time I bought e-liquid in like the last 3 years is when I'm at conventions. Like I just don't do it. And I save so much money. Except for the fact that I have like 1,500 flavors, and that's where it gets dangerous.
Definitely. But I really like the fact that, you know, we do have an option. That's why I keep seeing everybody like, oh, that's it, I'm going to go back to smoking. Oh, that's it. I mean, even if, say, for instance, like we in chat, say that each of us learn how to DIY. If you know that one person that they just can't get it, you know somebody who's just really, really in need, they can't get it, help them out. You know what I mean? That's what this, I want to keep this community close. Yeah. I know that there's been times when the community has been divided, or, you know, there's been a little bit of animosity over here. Now's the time to pull together. Now's the time to get together, to be together. If you don't know somebody, introduce yourself. If you see another vapor, talk to them. You know, just I want people to be able to be helpful no matter where they're from or where they are, because right now we really need to pull together. The government is just, it's going, you know, big tobacco, big farm, everybody is just coming after us, and we need to really do, like, hold hands around the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. I get that picture in my mind with everybody around the world just holding hands and just you know, do this fight together. Don't give up. Be positive about it. If nothing else, we're always, you know, not just me, but Fresh and the other reviewers and DIYers and things like that. We're always going to try to help. At least I know from my sense and from Fresh, because Fresh was like automatically like, yep, let's do this, you know.
Let's do this thing.
And I really appreciate that, because it was funny, because I was going to reach out and I was like, how do I approach him about this? Like, let me get it straight in my head, what I want to, the idea I'm having. And then Lumi actually messaged me for something totally different. And I was like, can you have Fresh message me? Because I already had you on my mind. So I really like to do this. I would like to, you know, also get some other people on, you know, little by little, like adding more people. I just don't want it to be a big, I want it to be a teaching time for us right now to help us out. Like, we can talk, we can, you know, throw the shit around or whatever, but I also want it to be a teaching moment, because there's going to be newer people coming in and other people just checking out the channel or watching the replay that's not necessarily in the chat. And I want everybody to be able to get something out of these live streams, because this is the time that we need to really pull together. So I do appreciate you being here and taking the time for me.
My pleasure. Let me, so I've got a couple links here for people.
Good.
So the first one is the quit smoking. I'm going to drop it out here in the, oh, I can't drop it in the chat.
It won't let you?
No, I'm not a moderator. I'm not a moderator. I'll give it to you. You can give it to me.
Well, hold on. Just say hello in the chat and then I can put you on.
Okay.
That's so much easier.
True enough.
Am I on live chat? Yeah, I am.
Mix it and hand it out to people.
Did it not come through?
So that will, it's called Got a Light. And I really hesitated about releasing that recipe because I stumbled across it by accident. Mm-hmm. And I've gotten really good feedback about people who have tried to help people quit or just wanted something that tasted like a cigarette. So there you go. And then this one is, let me pause this.
You're a little bit under.
Yep. So this is.
I don't see the link either. It didn't come through. You've got it on my chat, correct?
I dropped it out in the chat.
Yeah, because it didn't come through for some reason.
It didn't come back? Okay, well, I'll give you this one instead for the moment. This is. Did that one come out? Yeah, that one. There we go. That one.
There we go. Okay, there's one. Okay.
So that one, if there's someone that don't want to wait, if there's people that don't want to wait for weeks to get up to speed, that's the show I did with Brian from the Vapor Chronicles.
Okay.
So that is Fresh from the Kitchen season 1. That's all the episodes that we did between him and myself. And he was in your exact same shoes, Wendy. Like, he had no idea what he was doing with DIY. He just wanted to try. Yeah. And me and him happen to be really good friends. So he's like, Fresh, let's do this. So I dropped that. So I dropped that link. That's season 1. And I go through everything in detail about what you need, what flavors are good for beginners, that type of thing.
And are the one shots also in there? Or is that a new thing?
We did cover one shots in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And do me a favor. I can't really add links. YouTube is being very, very particular with links now.
They are.
So I'm not putting any links in anything, and I do apologize. Unless it's like for, advocacy, I'm really not putting anything out there, or my social media links. But anything else to do with any type of e-liquids, or I'm not putting them out there. And I don't mean to be mean about it, but even Fresh will tell you, it's all around the board. It is. YouTube's cracking down. So what you can do is, if you do watch the replay, make sure that you put the chat up. You can go ahead and click that and then save it. You can go to Fresh's channel as well. Please make sure, Addy, if you're still in here, can you drop his channel again? Go to Fresh. It's Fresh03 on YouTube. Go ahead and check him out. Make sure that you sub to him. Make sure that you, click the bell so that you're notified when he has his live streams. He does do his on Tuesdays. He does it like a beginner style. And then on Saturdays, it's more of a advanced. So if you are advanced and you're in chat, you can always hit that up. Newer DIYers, go ahead and watch the Tuesday nights. Yep. And just right now it's time to come together. And that's what I really want to do. And I would love to have Lumi on next Monday with you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and ask her for me.
Sure.
And that way we can have another perspective as well. And that way I'll be able to meet her, one-on-one and just, little by little. But I will be putting you on, like, when you do the view, where it's whoever's speaking goes big. That way they can see you more. That's what I did towards the end of your example, which I was stupid, but Zoom is not my friend. Okay. I have OBS, and ever since I had a power outage, my OBS doesn't even work. So I'm constantly on Zoom now, so I can't even put like my things on there that I want to put on the screen. But my Monday night live streams are actually what do you call it? Sponsored by Brad's Vapor. So bradsvapor.com. If you use the code Wendy, you get anything off of the website. He does do also Monday night giveaways on Mondays. So what I usually do for these, hold on, because he did send me what he had. And this is going to be, oh my God, what is it called? I have mine right here too. I put stuff next to me, so I have it to use it, and I need to use it, and I think I left it out there. Shit, what's the name of it? He didn't give me the name of it. Then my mind is like I told you, I'm losing my marbles. Because all I'm doing is thinking all during the day. There we go. That's the, if you haven't seen my review for it, go ahead and take a look at it. This is the Ticks, and this is by Rinco. This is sort of very, very similar to the PAL 2 or the PAL 2 Pro. So you can go ahead and check out my video. But Brad's Vapor is actually giving one of these away tonight. So again, if you're in the US, of course it is US only. I'm really sorry about that. If you're in the US, please, you would be able to go ahead and get in on this. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pick a number, and the first one, and don't start until I click start. When I put start in the chat, that's when it starts. But I'm going to pick a number. I'm going to give you a number range to pick from. And the first one that gets the number, or the first one closest to that number, is actually going to be the winner. Again, US only, and you do, of course, have to be of legal age and provide proof of age. Even though I know most of you, I still like to gather that information. So what we're going to do is we're going to do between the number of 1 and 100, go ahead and pick a number. And that was supposed to say start, not squirt.
Start.
And that is going to be from Brad's Vapor, because he is awesome. And every single Monday he does this for me. And Brad isn't a channel. He's actually a website. He's actually sells devices, e-liquids, and accessories and things like that. And it's bradsvapor.com, BRADSVAPOR.com. And Wendy Vapes 10 gets you 10% off of anything on the website. So anything you ever need on his website, if you put that code in, even if it's a brand new release, he'll go ahead and honor the code for me. So make sure that you check him out. Again, he's got everything on there. Hi, Mystic. Hi, everybody that did come into the chat while we were going through this. I do apologize if I didn't get to say hello to each and every one of you. You know that I love you anyway, and I'm doing this all for you, to begin with. So I definitely want to say thank you again, Fresh. You've given me a sense of relief. I'm sure that you've given others in chat a sense of relief. Because it's not over. You know what I mean? It's not a, do or die. We're not, don't have to worry about it. Pretty much everybody's got their devices. If you don't have a device, get a device just in case. Yep. Make sure that you just have a couple devices on hand.
Get a rebuildable.
Yep. I definitely recommend squonking because of the fact that, number one, you're not having to worry about dripping. You're not going to get as many dry hits as you would if you're just dripping. That's just my my recommendation, because a lot of times when I'm dripping and I'm just like vaping and I just totally forget to re-drip, and I get more dry hits that way. So squonk device such as like the top side dual, any of the other ones like the Pulse 80, any type of squonking device, I definitely recommend. And just have a couple on hand, because just in case one goes down, you have another one, or one, the battery's charging. Make sure that you have that, because right now they're doing flavor bans, but there is one state, if I'm not mistaken, that actually banned everything vape related. So we definitely want to make sure that we have something in our life that we can use And now we're going to have a, you know, a back door or a backup to banned flavors. As I know for me, for one, I'm not going to vape a tobacco flavor for nothing. That shit will make me throw up. So that's not going to happen. Hi,
what I've been telling people to do, put a drop of a really neutral tobacco into whatever e-liquid you're making. It's a tobacco e-liquid then.
Yeah. But the thing is them just saying tobacco, not even menthol. That's what killed me, was like, you've got menthol and regular cigarettes, but you're going to ban menthol. Yeah. What is that shit? At least, because if I had to choose between the two, honestly, I would have gone for the menthol, because if I have any flavors left over, like fruit flavors, I'll just add it to it and try to give me something. But no, when they talked about banning menthol, that's when I got really mad.
And it's really easy just to make straight menthol too. You can buy menthol powder and put it in. I
don't like just straight menthol, but I would rather have that than tobacco. Tobacco literally makes me gag. The smell of it makes me gag.
If you hang out with me long enough, I'll teach you about tobacco, Wendy. Because tobacco vapes aren't what you think they are. They're not.
I've tasted they don't taste other things, and they taste better.
Yeah, it's about the right combination of tobaccos and getting the right combination of flavors in with the tobacco because tobacco flavors taste like tobacco leaves. They don't taste like smoke.
Well,
there's a couple that taste like smoke and ash.
This one here is actually a tobacco flavor, but I can vape it. And this is by Coil Spill. This is the only one that I can vape, but it's got other flavors in it that kind of like where the tobacco is really light on the, you know, it's not like in your face, like I'm tobacco. Hello.
Yeah. If anybody wants to taste what I'm
juices.
Yeah. If anybody wants to taste kind of what a tobacco can be, I recommend I'm sure it's on sale everywhere right now. Right Vapes has a liquid called VCT. It's vanilla custard tobacco. That'll give you a good idea what tobaccos can be, where the tobacco is used to really enhance like the vanilla custard. It's an amazing e-liquid. That's the one that made me go, maybe I should look back into this stuff. Because I wouldn't vape anything but like a fruit tobacco mix, and it had to be like a really, really neutral tobacco.
Yeah. No, I'm just like, I don't know. I quit smoking and not have tobacco, and being at work and having to vape in the smoking section is bad enough.
You too?
Because I literally can taste it in the back of my throat just standing next to a smoke.
Yeah.
And it just makes me mad. But yeah, we're gonna get into all those different flavors. I if you don't mind, again, Fresh, I don't want to take up too much of your time. If there's a Sunday that you can't be on, I would just let me.
You just have to be aware. I'll show up about an hour after you start.
That's fine, because it worked out just perfect. And if we have to go over the time, that doesn't matter, because everybody's taking my time slot anyway. All the bigger YouTubers, and even though I've been doing this time slot for 2 years, they're all coming on at the same time now.
Yeah, it's a really saturated market. So I mean, you've got your folks that tune in every week, and that's who you do it for.
Yep. Well, like I was telling people in here, even if they couldn't stay on until you got here, make sure that they came back, just to watch the replay so that they can get this information. Because again, I really feel like this is really going to help people. And that's what we're all about, is helping the vape community and helping each and every one of you. Even if one person comes out of something tonight, that's what that makes me happy. So.
Yeah, I mean, if one person was thinking about going back to cigarettes and they were able to see exactly how easy this is, like you saw how easy it was for me to mix that. Even mixing, 8-9 flavors, once you're used to DIY, it'll take you less than 5 minutes to throw together a bottle of e-liquid and run out the door for the day. Exactly. It really is that easy. It's a super easy thing. It's not as hard as you would imagine. Like when I imagined putting e-liquid together, I thought it was going to be so complicated, and it was not at all.
But the funny part about it is all this bullshit talk about, oh my God, it's got so many chemicals, and look at what it is. It's literally flavor,
4 things.
VG, PG, and only if you vape nicotine. No. So technically it could be 3 if you don't vape nicotine, 4 if you do. But my number tonight is 40. So the first one that got 40, or the first one closest to 40, is actually the winner. So let's go ahead. But I kept talking, and like now I gotta go find my numbers.
It does DTF. DTF's right. Daytime Prank. If you guys haven't, Daytime Prank also does a DIY show on Saturday nights. Really good show. Really good show.
So as far as I can see, Jonathan Ma was the first one to get my number, which is 40. So does everybody agree? I always make sure that I get all the agreements. Everybody
Congratulations,
else?
Jason.
Huh?
I said congratulations.
Yes. So Jonathan Ma is the person that I found. Is everybody in agreement with that? Yep, Jonathan's first. All right, cool. See, I just confirmed with everybody because one time I had top chat on and it went crazy. So now I make sure that everybody agrees. So Jonathan, congratulations. You did get the Tix mod by Rinko. What I need you to do is email me at wendyvapes@yahoo.com. I'm going to need a copy of your ID showing that you're of legal age, your shipping information, and your email address if it's different than the one that you send it to me on. And yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. And Fresh, you made my life feel so much better today. I feel
I've been at this for a while, Wendy. I'm good at putting people at ease when it comes to this sort of stuff. This is what I do. This is what I love. I love hanging out. I love helping people, and I love mixing e-liquid. So this is the perfect combination.
This is This is like starting up a new
Yeah.
Let's get more people involved, get more people DIYing. They can't take our rights away then.
They can't take your flavors away. They can't take your flavors.
Nope.
Cannot.
No way. So don't anybody worry about that. Just make sure that you do have a device of some sort already, and I would definitely recommend a rebuildable only because if they do ban vapes, they're going to ban probably the coils that go into the tanks. So that's why I do recommend any type of a rebuildable, whether it be an RDTA, an RDA, a squonk with an RDA, something that's rebuildable, I definitely suggest for you guys. So if you don't have one, go ahead and get that first. The flavors will come later, learning how to make your own flavor and things like that. But I want you to concentrate at least on having 2 devices just in case. Make sure that you have enough batteries, even though you can get batteries at any time because batteries aren't considered only for vaping. Just make sure that you have those so that you're never out where you're going to say, I got to go have a cigarette because I don't have my vape. So that is what I always try to keep people from doing that, because if you don't have that excuse, you won't do it,
Exactly.
And we're going to have Fresh on again. So if anybody missed this, go ahead and watch the replay. We're going to be getting into this again. Try to have it a little bit more. Fresh and I will try to get together, before the next one, try to get a little organized where we can kind of walk along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And try to get everything just where, because I know a lot of people in chat were like, oh, throwing this out, throwing that out. And we're trying to answer everybody. But I really want to make it as easy as possible. If I can't keep up with chat, I do apologize, but I'm doing this for you guys. We're literally doing this for you guys because we could do this on the side privately if I wanted to, but I'm doing this and bringing it to you because I want to help each and every one of you. But you guys are my family. I love you. I love being here every single Monday. I love the fact that Fresh just literally from last night to tonight, he made plans to be on here for you guys. So you have no idea how much I appreciate that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Like I said, this is what I love.
And we can tell. Trust me, I can tell right away. I mean, even with the eye contact, which kind of got scary there for a minute, but even with the eye contact,
just wait till you're mixing, Wendy. Just wait till you're mixing. It's your turn to pick on your audience. It's the best. It's the best. You make things as awkward as possible with people, and they all have a really good time with it.
Usually I talk boobs and I start shaking them and stuff, and that usually makes them feel that way. But yeah, we could do that too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just be prepared. If you do watch the Tuesday night show, the eye contact gets far, far dirtier than it does on the Wendy show. This
Wendy show. This is a clean Wendy show. Wendy's show. We call them Moist Mondays because everybody hates the word moist. So we talk a lot about moist devices and things and body parts and women because I love women and just so we talk about a lot of different things. So tonight I try to make it as serious as possible because we were trying to bring something serious to everybody. But otherwise, trust me, everybody warns my guests about me because I'm a little little potty mouth sometimes.
Oh no, it's
But
you
yeah,
have
the
no you
tassels,
have no
they
if
still
you've ever
prevent
seen
my tassels.
if you've ever seen a real eye contact segment over on one of my shows, you know that it is like nobody is safe. Men, women, somebody's getting penetrated. That's
Of course,
all I can tell you.
definitely. And that's the way it should be. A lot of fun.
Yeah. And it's all in fun. Some people freak out about it, but it's all in good. It's all in good. It's all in good fun. And once you start playing along, it's a good time.
I can hang. I've been told by quite a few people, like, "Damn, Wendy, you can hang." I can hang, and I'm not talking about like balls, but I can hang. But yeah, I feel so much better. I really do, and I hope that I gave you guys in chat some, a little bit of peace with all the issues going on today. I really hope that I gave you a little bit of, taking a little bit of that worry away, but I don't want you to stop fighting. All these meetings that are out there, all these, what do you call them? My mind again. All these meetings that
public hearings.
Yeah, the public hearings, the displays of, getting together and things like, do them. If they're in your state and in your city, please, please, please try to be there. We want to fight. I don't care if we don't make it or we don't win it. I want them to see how many of us there are, that there truly are out here, because you can talk numbers all day long, but when you visualize and you actually see the amount of numbers that come out for these things, and that it's not just bullshit, that's what matters. So, make your phone calls, make sure that you're either writing your letters, which I do prefer over emailing, or if you can't, just go ahead and email. Just constantly fight for your rights, because this is all of us. This isn't just one, this is all of us, and also future vapors.
Yep.
That's who it's about. We're trying to get to convert from smoking to vaping. We don't want it to go the opposite way. So make sure, Mystic says that Ohio State House tomorrow afternoon. That I've seen all over Twitter. I actually have to take a screen grab from Twitter and put it in on Facebook, so I can let everybody know about that as well. Mystic, if you have anything like that, if you're on, I know you're on Instagram, if you can send me whatever information you have on those so I can go ahead and post them around, that'd be great for Ohio. Any other state that's out there, please fight for your rights. I can't say that enough, because you're fighting for a whole community, and we're all coming together, and we all need you. So thanks again, everybody, for being on. We'll stay on Fresh, but thank you so much. Addy, thank you. Thank you for being like my wonderful moderator today, putting all the links out there for me. Please make sure that you have found Fresh03, find his channel. Make sure that you subscribe to that. Stay in contact with him. Ricky, thank you so much for the other night going through Nicotine River with me, even though I'm still confused on it and I still got to get through it. But thank you for trying, and everybody else that's been so supportive here and trying to offer, as much help as they can. I really appreciate you as well. And we will be here again next Monday. Fresh will be with us. He'll, of course, jump on a little later, but he is definitely coming. Lumi should be on next week if she's not busy as well.
She's checking her schedule right now.
All right. So hopefully she'll be on. If not, there's always other Mondays. And so thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Jonathan, don't forget to go ahead and email me your information. And Wendy Vapes loves each and every one of you. You guys are my heart. I love you. Night.
Night. Everybody be like Rye. Be like Rye. Be awesome.
Yes, be awesome.